Alright, well, it's cold and it's wet, but got out of the house today for a little bit, went over and around the mountains and met old gentleman Jeff there. He's getting his magnet ready. I assume that's what he's doing. And here we are. This house is I don't know, an old family home place in Jeff's family that we think was probably early to mid 1800s. Well, we thought early 1800s. Actually, some of the family accounts say late 1700s, and it could be. We detected this yard a few times years ago. We really didn't find very much at all. I think maybe a couple flat buttons, maybe an Indian head and some wheat pennies and stuff. Seemed like it's been probably 7 years ago, but it seems like at the time we thought that you know, it either been detected thoroughly or more likely a lot of the dirt had been moved, which happens a lot with the older houses around here. Well, as you can see now, they're tearing this house down, which is unfortunate, but it was, you know, it was kind of falling into disrepair. So what is happening is all the lumber is being salvaged for new projects, so at least there's some good coming out of that. But it's given us an opportunity to do something a little bit unique today. You can see the old brick chimneys on each end. And I'll show you in a minute. Right now I'm just kind of walk around and show you the house a little bit, what's left of it. Jeff can remember staying in this house when he was a kid, so that'd be back in the 20s or earlier. The house goes back quite a bit earlier than that. So, like, here's a porcelain button that's fallen out of the, probably from upstairs when they were tearing down here. If I can get on this porch without falling through. So the opportunity that it's given us is most of the floorboards have been taken up, and it's exposed an old cellar that I don't even know if we realized was there before, that we can get down in and detect and maybe screen and see what's going on. Look at the double fireplaces. One was upstairs, one was downstairs. That it had the same thing on that end, up and down. That was the stairs. Look at these logs that are that are making up the floor here. Let's see if I can get down without getting a nail in my foot. So you can see these are just cut, hand hewn, rough cut. Still got the bark on them. Probably 200 or so years old. Cut and notched out, put it in here. The nails that are here now that show, I mean, that we're holding the floorboards, these floorboards are cut nails, machine cut nails. So old, you know, probably 1800s on this side. I don't see any rosehead nails. We were hoping to see that. However, parts of this are put together with pegs and whatnot, and there may be rose heads in here, so it doesn't exclude it being that old. We don't know. Do what now? Oh, Jeff says he can see a rose head over there. It'd be hard for me to get to that, so we might check it out later. But you can look at the beams. I mean, just big, thick hand cut beams. You can see the axe marks. Really cool. And then the other thing is, and look at these supports under here. Somebody added probably later. So here's the old cellar, and let me get over here so I can show it better, if I can manage to do that. Sorry for all the jostling. The big spike there, that could be a rose head. Yeah, that's a big old, looks like hand wrought spike. It's in there pretty good. But yeah, you can look at these beams and how they're joined. That's what you'd, look at that. That's where you'd see the original nails there, because this has got to be, or more likely to be, original to the house. rat's nest in it though. But all those nails are driven in real deep, you can't really tell. But maybe you can see that wooden, oh gosh, I can't even think of,
peg.
Wooden peg right there where it had joined a board there. So those pegs, you look, there's more and more of those. Look at this bee's nest up there. What's left of that beehive that was in the wall at one point. Anyway, so what's going on here? These two rooms, this part and that part with the other chimney, was the original home, right? With the upstairs above it. And then back here, what you see was added on later, which is what makes this cellar make sense. So you can see the rock wall and the log supports through here. So they had dug out, over behind Jeff was an entrance that went out of the house and would have come up under that new part of the house, down into the cellar, which is behind Jeff. And there's a little part that tees off and comes into here for, I'm sure, some kind of special storage or something. I know not what though. It looks like they burnt the clay walls of this cellar, and I don't know if that's actually what happened or just what it looks like, but I guess it does make sense that they might have done that when they dug it out to kind of fire them and make them hard. So I don't know if that's the case, but it looks like it. So we're getting Jeff's right now, swinging the magnet and getting these nails and stuff out of the way, which is probably a futile effort, but we'll go to shot because there's a million of them. There's an animal burrow right there. And there's lots of broken plates and stuff in here, such as this. No mark on it though. I already looked. Some glass, pottery. We're right in the middle of the Catawba pottery culture area where some of those really valuable pots were made by some of those famous Catawba potters. So, you know, this could be some of that stuff for all I know. Again, you can see the logs. There's the old part of the house. Here is a view down here of the cellar. We're going to get into that today. So that's what we're doing. We'll get back to you if we start to find anything cool. So we hadn't got going yet, but I just turned off the camera from that last video. We're gonna find all kinds of stuff stuck in these corners in here. I just pulled out right here in the rocks a piece of transferware. It's really dirty and old, but it's got a picture of it's like a guy in a cave and some sheep. That may be biblical. Anyway, no telling what's going to come up. That'd be a nice piece if it wasn't, well, shattered. Okay, we're down here in the cellar, just under the chimney. And this is the little T part of the cellar, coming off the main part where Jeff is over there. You can see how the walls look burned. So I detected all this, just nothing but nails. Doesn't mean there's not something good in there. There's so many nails that could easily be covered. You almost have to just go through it. But I think we got our first potentially good signal here, so I thought we'd film it. It was right there. Bouncy, but there's probably a lot of nails in with it. Let's see if we can get down here and find it. All this. So I don't think that's it. I think it actually looks like a whole rose head, or maybe just a cut nail that's rusty. Hard to say. Look at all these little holes. No telling what's up in there. So I don't think that was our signal. There's some raccoon poop there. Maybe that was our signal. Boy, it sure didn't sound like it. Yeah, I don't think so. That'd be our signal there. Oh. That's another nail. I don't believe that's our signal either. I guess we're gonna have to check it again and see if it's gone. I don't think that nail could have made that signal though. Ow. When you hit your head on these beams. All right, let's see. There's still a squeak there. Let's just do this and kick some dirt out of the way. It's over there. It's not as good of a squeak as it was, which is strange. There's some big glass coming out. So I'm beginning to be inclined to believe that that was indeed just nails. I'll look around a little bit more. If it's something, we'll let you know. It's still down here in the main part of the cellar. And I've been detecting, you can kind of see the situation here. But I'm just not getting anything but nails. I was hoping, you know, if there was a big old flat button or a coin or something, it would stand out from the nails and really ring off, but it just hasn't happened. And that may mean there ain't nothing down here to find, or it may mean that there's just too many nails and the only way you're going to do it is to screen, which I think we are going to try a little bit of. Not real excited about that with all this old animal feces and whatnot, but most of it is old, and we'll wear a mask when we start doing that for sure. I'm just showing you the old foundation here. The old parts of the cellar. That's another half of the original house that we can't even get to from here. It's got different beams, so that room may be a different era. May have been added on later, or this part was added on later. It's still all hand hewn, but it's not just these rough logs like this size. Look at this. Here you can see the two legs were here. This is a big old bench just cut out of a half of a tree. Went all the way over. There's the other end of it. Too far gone to save, but probably 150, 200 years old. Really cool. Giant quartz rock in the foundation, just so you can see how big that is. It's a big piece of quartz. And we are in gold country. Maybe it's full of gold. Doubt it. I just saw something over here I wanted to look at. So here's another board with a peg through it. Just a hand cut peg there coming through that board. But this board, I don't know what it was, but it's got hand wrought chain on it. Might have been part of the door to the cellar, I'd imagine, which would have been here at one point. See, the steps would have gone up through there, and that half of the house wouldn't have been here then. So that would have been the entrance to the old cellar. I'm still not sure what this T part of the cellar is here. If anybody's an expert on that stuff, tell me why they would have built that separate teed off area from the main cellar. I'd love to hear it. And also, these walls just turned black from years of use, or did they actually build a fire and burn something down in here before they built the house to to kind of fire the walls and make them hard and more stable. They are hard. I'm not sure of that either. Anyway, I'm down here breathing all kinds of stuff I probably shouldn't. Well, running the detector didn't really bring up anything but nails down there. Not to say there's not anything there, but the nails might be hiding it as much as it is. Pretty scenery out here though. Jeff's still in there working. I had to get some fresh air. That dust is pretty nasty. So I got out the bottle probe, and I thought we'd come back here and just check and see. Jeff's under there somewhere. Check and see if we can find where the privy was real quick. And there's a few places I can see. So remember, that's the original house up there. All this stuff's new. This cinder block part's actually a bathroom they added on when they got plumbing. That's the old well there. The top is new, but I don't think you'll be able to see it because I don't have a flashlight with me. But if you were to flip the top open, it's actually, let's see if I can shine a light down in there good enough for you to see. Make sure I don't drop my phone or my camera in the well. Get a good grip on both. So I don't know if you can see that, but it's actually a old stone lined well and quite a deep one. It's just got a new concrete top cover on it. And it would have been, although it's right next to the house now, this would have been, you know, 15, 20 feet behind the house back then. There's a little indention right there that could be privy or something, but I'm really thinking more right here. There's a little square indention, and it's right off these back steps. There's some kind of little sidewalk or something going to it there. There's some sign of some foundation there. So I'm thinking right in here. There's another sidewalk and another indention going over there. Could both be, but I'm gonna have to turn you off and see if we see it. See if we find it. Oh, Jeff. It's about 35 degrees and raining, and it feels like it's getting colder and colder. We looked around, didn't really find any non-ferrous stuff, but it was fun to look. We brought things to screen that dirt, but given we didn't find anything and all the animal droppings in there, I just don't really want to kick up all that dirt and breathe it. I don't think it'd be worth it. So, plus it's very cold and wet, so I think we're gonna call it a day, unfortunately. Would you attack the yard more, but again, it's too cold and wet. Jeff did find a hole, well, broken into 3 pieces, but all there. A little transferware saucer, so that's cool. Just gonna put that back together. Other than that, I think we're done with this one. Neat old place, but seemed like they didn't have a lot to lose back then.